Welcome back, everyone, on this beautiful Sunday. I see everybody in the live chat, all of you guys with your encouraging messages. Thank you very much. Truly, greatly appreciate you guys from the heart of my bottom. Anyways, other than that, earlier we had put a membership for Freaky Tales, okay? Now, I wish common sense would come back into style, because the people that need it the most don't ever use it. It's like deodorant, But let me go ahead and say this. Nobody is charging anybody to watch Freaky Tales. I want to make that clear. So as we continue during the show, and if anybody in the live chat, maybe 30 minutes from now, why is Tony charging us for Freaky Tales? Tell them to rewind it, go back to the very beginning so that they can hear this. Okay, Freaky Tales is always going to be up, okay? As a matter of fact, I got a surprise for you guys. This October, okay, starting next week, we're going to go live twice a week on Freaky Tales. I'm sure some of you guys have been saying, Tony, when are you going to start Freaky Tales again? Okay. But now that I'm going to be going live twice, some of you may say, why are you going to go twice now? Okay. So I'm never going to make anybody happy. But anyways, the membership is for exclusive content. That's all it is. I'm going to be taking you guys to haunted places, haunted houses, exclusive interviews from people, even from this platform, that have had, if you will, freaky experiences, paranormal experiences. Like, who would have been a great one, and he had one, but I didn't get it, was Sugar Free. But I'm going to get his. So I'm going to get so many different people to share their freaky tales, and I'm only going to give it to the members. That's all that is. So I'm not going to charge anybody to watch freaky tales. I don't charge anybody to watch this. Okay. Now let me address why Roadium Radio membership was put on pause. Okay. We had like about 200 members. And for some reason, YouTube emailed us and told us that we were put on pause. Why we were put on pause, we don't know, but we are trying to clear that up. So hopefully it'll be cleared up shortly, and then you guys will be able to review the new content that we're going to be releasing as well. And just to let you guys know, for those of you guys that have been complaining about the membership is only $5, bro. It's only $5 to join the Roadium Radio membership. If you don't want to join, don't join. But we had over 200 people, and that's a beautiful thing. It's only $5 a month, and you guys spend more than that buying a Coke and some chips. Okay, so let's not complain. We're adults here. We're all over 40. At least I like to think that we're adults. But other than that, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it, because enough of that masa. So other than that, please allow me to introduce somebody who's no stranger to the Tony Vision platform, Marvelous and Norbeez. How you doing?
Hey, gracias.
Okay, Norbeez, if you're going to be on the show, you need to stay off your phone, bro. Because this guy be answering people. This guy be answering while we're live, okay?
What can I say? I love the live chat.
Okay, well, they don't love you. Okay?
They love me.
No, they don't. You love.
I just want to put it out there that even though he is not charging for the Freaky Tales, I would charge for the Freaky D right here.
Nah, I mean.
Hey.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I just want to jump right into it. So if anybody, hops in late, then they missed it. Just recently, the Mexican government released that they've been having alien corpse, if I'm correct. Okay. And then they showed them, and they look like tiny little midgets. Hey. They actually look like they were made out of paper mache. Okay. Just on that alone, on what they look like, what are your guys' thoughts? Marvelous?
Man, my thought on that thing it's just fake to me, bro. Like, they look like little pieces of rock. Right. Somebody made somebody that makes cakes made a cake that looked exactly like like the alien, homie, and they're cutting into it. That shit look real. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't take that I don't take that serious, bro. They say there's so many different species of alien, and I mean, that one was what? How tall was that little thing?
To me on TV, because it came in a box, it looked like this. Yeah. But they were probably like this big.
Yeah. It probably is tall.
And then the way they're handling them, like, I mean, come on, homie, you think the whole place would be quarantined or something like?
That's a great point. Go ahead, Norbert. What were your thoughts?
Well, I just want to clarify one thing. It's not the Mexican government that is admitting to this. It's not. That guy that everybody sees, the guy with the white hair, he actually has a TV show of extraterrestrial. event in Mexico. He's very popular in Mexico, but
Okay.
just to clarify, that is not the Mexican government.
Okay, but they went live from Mexico, though.
They go live from Mexico.
Okay.
And just to clarify, they're not.
Okay, but
saying
stick to the question. What did you think when you saw it?
Well, I mean, for me, I didn't get aliens. I got more duendes.
Okay, but we get that, but they didn't call them that.
They don't, because that like I said, that guy specifically, that guy
Right.
that was showing them, he's all about aliens. He doesn't believe in that other stuff.
From what you know, maybe Marvelous can help us out. Why do you think they went live from Mexico? Because they made it look like Mexico is showing us.
Yeah, they made it. I mean, I want to say that's because it's something that goes against the actual government, current government
Right.
in Mexico. A lot of people don't like the president there, mostly because he's literally helping the poor and fucking over the rich.
Okay.
So doing a stunt like this will make him look pretty bad.
Okay.
In the public eye. That's my thoughts on that.
Right. Okay. And Marvelous, your thoughts on because this was supposed to be something very, very serious, and I mean it was a joke. Let's be honest, it was a joke that what they brought out, and I guess we're supposed to believe it, because it went global. Everybody saw it. I guess my question now is this: do they expect us to believe that those are aliens?
I think they do. I think they're focusing all this narrative on, you know, our community. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like our landmass
Right.
area. I mean, you got they said that they're battling aliens with fucking high tech gear that they're wearing or whatever in Peru, right? And then was it over there?
Oh, was that
Remember?
the one where they're saying the
that they're actually
predators there?
they're going at it.
Yeah.
the
I
predator and all
remember.
this
Do you
and
remember that video I sent
No.
you
They
where
said that they're actually battling with alien, like
you remember that
really
video I sent
aircraft,
you
yeah.
where they're picking up this dude's dead body and all you can only see his skull and the skin around his head?
No.
There's supposedly a predator there, like an actual predator that's taking people's faces off
Oh wow.
and
See,
leaving them for dead.
yeah.
maybe I saw the video, but I didn't know what. Maybe I just thought his face got blown off, but no, it was. You're saying that they're supposedly battling an alien or a predator?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
an actual predator. This motherfucker does everything. It goes translucent where you can't see him anymore. Camouflage.
Yeah.
Kind of like the movie Predator.
Yeah. Like they're actually supposedly dealing with a real one right now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that could be real?
You know what? No. If there is anything attacking people or whatever, it has to be fucking government. Point blank. Period. They have the technology. They have the fucking aircraft that looks just like UFOs. They have all this shit. The narrative that they're spinning right now is just a part of desensitization, where they're desensitizing people to this narrative that there's aliens everywhere. Look at how much these past 2 years have been spoken about alien.
I know.
Like it's every fucking day they're talking about it.
You know. Just let me ask this: was this spoken about when Trump was in office?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it.
About aliens?
Well, I mean, aliens or just
about
subjects?
aliens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I mostly heard about this with Biden in office.
Okay.
Okay, that's when we heard it, because when Biden in office, remember, all of a sudden the government's now going to release footage of UFOs, and I'm like, that's the same footage that we got on the Freaky Tales intro. I'm like, you ain't lying to nobody. That's why I get upset. They bring out these little monitos, and these are alien corpses. Like, okay, how long have you had those?
Oh my God. You guys remember that Roswell autopsy thing that came out like on Fox a long time ago? You remember what? Did you watch it?
I seen one, but
The
I don't
one
know
where
if it's the one.
supposedly they're doing the autopsy on them, on the alien body?
No.
I seen a couple. I seen one with they're interviewing
Like it was
one
a
of the
big
aliens
thing
or
on
whatever.
Fox like a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Nah, I never
That was pretty cool.
So it was an autopsy from Roswell?
Yes.
And
Supposedly it was a
what was
recording.
inside?
Well, that was the funny part because they only showed the part where they started slicing and blood came out, and then that's it. It cut off.
Oh.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about why do you think that all of a sudden we're being bombarded with aliens? Like, and this is coming from the government, our government, that now they've released so-called footage of unidentified flying objects. So-called this model was on a plane and she saw an alien fly by, well, at least a UFO whatever. What do you said they're desensitizing us. In other words, they're just getting us used to it.
Yeah.
I get used to the idea. But what do you think, if any, is the main
objective?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just say this, and this is my own opinion, and I'm almost fucking 90% sure this is why it's happening. So what they're doing is, since we've gone to school, we get educated on our history and our culture, whatever.
Yes.
They always talk about, no matter what, they're talking about the Sumerians, they're talking about ancient Egypt. They always talk about, you know, this gods, Elohim. They talk about, or aliens that gave us all this technology,
right,
or whatever. So what they plan to do, and this is just from, you know, research on like a lot of conspiracies, they all fall into the same thing, the same category. So what I'm getting at, the point I'm getting to, is that they want to tell people that, or introduce them to these aliens, and that these are the ones that taught us, and they're going to show us again, like, oh, this is where you come from, and this is how you're supposed to be worshiping. And they're going to tell the public a whole narrative on why these aliens have came back, and what we got to do, and this is the right God, and that's, I think, when they're going to present the real, the Lucifer.
Okay.
You know, Polarius.
Your thoughts?
I mean, I could see that. I could see that being a possibility. I mean, honestly, the conspiracies have always been out there. I mean, ever since the Roswell crash, always talked about aliens out here. We have thousands of video clips of blurry UFOs in the sky. But why the government is finally pushing it? Because for me, it's climate change. Everybody at this point is starting to realize, wait a minute, it's bullshit. If it's climate change, why are we not getting super hot now?
Right.
California had the biggest rainstorm in fucking 100 years. 2 dead lakes are now filled up again. Mm-hmm. Like, what happened to climate change? So that was a lie. Okay, next, what's happening? The economy is getting fucked in this world. In this country specifically, the rich are definitely getting more richer, and the poor are definitely getting more poor.
Yes.
Like right now, there's what's the word for it? We're getting to that boiling point as a society, where we're tired of what the government's doing, and the government sees that we're tired of it. So what's the best thing to do is distract.
Keep us busy.
Everything's distraction.
Yeah, everything is distraction. So I can definitely see how what Marvelous says is right, because if they don't distract us, we'll eventually start to look at them.
Right.
And say, what the fuck?
People will start fucking going to go get on a damn boat and go to the Arctic Circle to see if it's if we have a dome or not. Like, imagine if people started doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, my dad, when I was a kid, he would read the Bible, but he would also big believer in UFOs, unidentified flying object. He believed in aliens, but he never called them Marcianos or, Martians or aliens. He called them humanoids. That's what he always referred to them. But he was one to believe that Jesus one day will return in a UFO. And he would say, look, in the Bible it says it, Ezekiel, and I was like, okay, but I've heard that since I was a kid. So maybe he was onto something as far as what he believed the government was going to do, that eventually desensitize us first, get us used to the idea that we're not alone, and then a fake alien invasion. Because I do believe in a fake alien invasion, bro. Yeah. And there's a movie out there, if you guys have seen it, it's kind of long, it's lengthy, it drags a little bit, but it's very informative because, the movie's called Prometheus. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Prometheus. Yeah, that's based off of aliens, right?
Correct. Yeah. And it's supposedly that they put us here.
Okay, yeah. To harvest gold, right?
Right. Okay. So one thing about what thing my father used to say, that how would you feel, Tony, if they landed one day and then they told you, we put you here? Would you believe them? And I was a kid, I was in elementary, and I said, I don't know. He goes, because one day that's what's going to happen. You know
what people have been doing lately, bro? And it's a video that's gone viral a couple of times. I don't know if you've seen it, but it says that we were, that narrative. They talk about that narrative and how we were all made here. They made us. And then they tell you, if you're a male, look on your arm, your left forearm, and you'll see a fucking mole right there. And literally everybody that I ask has a mole right there.
Look at me right there.
Yeah. It's the same mole.
We're all made.
Well, you have one?
Mine is all the way here, though.
Oh, that because that one means that you're fucking going into transition. Like you're gonna be a transsexual soon.
Hey.
But you're gonna be all right, dog.
No, we got you.
Just playing, I mean, hey, but that's a trip, no? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, this one trips me out because this mark is more like.
Do you have
We're
one,
not
Alex?
talking about that mark, homie.
I'm just saying.
Right here.
Yeah, okay.
Got one right there, dog. Look at it.
Oh,
I got the same thing.
but I think in general everybody has kind of those marks there somewhere. In
I mean,
their
they do
body.
say that if you do jerk off, you grow a hair right in the middle of your palm. Okay.
But
Okay.
you know, it's funny though, because you say you talk about your pops believing in angels. I mean aliens, and I deeply believe that throughout history, they're not aliens. Aliens are actually angels.
Okay.
Because from what I see is that when they came down to this planet, to our realm, you know, they couldn't have children. They had to find a way to reproduce, and so they could be in this world. And the only way they could do that is by mixing with the humans that are here, which are the original humans. Aliens just found a way to create hybrids off of their DNA with our DNA. Because when you think about it, even in science, they say that we came from monkeys, right? But
Well, they say we came from fish.
we came from fish and
Became
then
amphibians, and then that became monkeys, and that became us.
yeah.
Well,
But
it's
they
just
could
so
never find the missing link between
Yeah.
monkeys and humans. They could never find it. But you notice that it's always white people that say we came from monkeys. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of condescending. Like you somebody from that is from up there would probably believe that
Well, it's because
we
they-
are monkeys to them.
They consider them the first Neanderthal. That's why.
That's why.
Okay. But what you explained in the very beginning, I thought was great because he's actually talking Bible
Yeah.
in the book of Genesis when we talk about the Nephilim. Now, I do want to say this. Say that this is a fish, okay, and it comes out of the water because that's what these people, these white men with suits on A&E, and it says Bible scholar, and we're just supposed to believe them.
Yeah.
Okay, that it came up out of the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is this: did that fish have gills and lungs? Because if he comes out and he has gills, he's not going to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if he had lungs, he won't be able to survive in the water. So, did he have both?
Yeah.
You know?
That's the
Like a hermaphrodite.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's both.
Like, wasn't Sierra a hermaphrodite?
It was that. It was that.
Yeah,
her that we were
Sierra,
talking about?
yeah.
I thought it was somebody else. It was
Lady Gaga.
Jerry. No, what's her name? That one chick from Halloween.
I know Sierra was
That
born
chick
with
from
both,
Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis is a hermaphrodite.
Oh,
yeah.
for real?
I never heard that.
Yeah,
I never heard
yeah.
that either,
She
dog.
got small pee-pee.
You just probably
Look
want
it
to
up.
see it.
Google it.
You lying, homie.
Google it.
Google it.
Well, going back to
Going back to Cali?
Going back to what we were saying about the angels. Well, one thing is like even in like biblical stories, you know that the humans in this planet in this realm were colored people. But when it came to white people, they were considered angels or giants. They were the ones that were light skinned, fair skinned.
I know, but where do you get this from?
What, the Giants? Red hair.
Well, red hairs. I've known them to be redheads. But in the beginning, this part I got it from the Book of Enoch, where
Okay.
they describe the birth of Noah,
Okay.
and they describe him as being fair skinned, white, and with like woolly white hair.
Noah?
Yeah.
You know they're claiming for him to be a Nephilim now,
Well,
right?
exactly.
And they show, have you seen his coffin that they have in Turkey?
Yeah.
It's like a 15-foot coffin.
Well, here's the interesting part. In the Book of Enoch, the father, I think is Methuselah?
Yeah.
Methuselah.
Yeah, Methuselah.
Wanted to kill Noah
Uh-huh.
because he had thought it was the child of an angel based on what it looked like.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of indicates like this is what angels and giants look like.
Right.
White.
I mean, the reason why I don't believe that, and this is just me, is because biblically, in the scriptures, according to that story, God got rid of all of that.
Yeah.
There was only 8 people in that ark that were not deceived.
Yeah.
Think about it this way: that Satan was only 8 people away from deceiving the entire world, according to the scriptures. Was only 8 people away. So he God killed, did away with all that cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that boat wasn't just big enough just for the animals.
Yeah.
Okay. People were supposed to go on there.
Yeah.
But they didn't turn. They didn't believe him. They mocked him. God brought him in there, one door in, God closed the door, and here comes the water from the sky and from the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that he would have been a Nephilim and God would allow him to live.
Now let me ask you. Now, is there a part in there where it says that giants actually helped Noah to build that boat?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
That's in that movie though. Noah with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, and that's why I was
It just
trying.
says that there's a remnant, a certain amount that were left after the flood.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so I do believe that not only did he build that boat because he was a giant, but he built that boat to save the rest of the giants.
Okay. I mean, it's a nice
Where'd
story.
you hear that at?
That's just based on my assumptions, because to build a giant boat like that to survive a catastrophic worldwide fucking event like that, I mean, you need a giant boat for giant people.
Well, they actually said that the ship wasn't actually a boat either. They said it was a UFO ship.
I mean,
That's another narrative.
that could be it. I mean, for me,
Could have been the love boat.
it's not that he saved. It's not
Captain
that,
Stubing.
I think they just added the part where he saved animals. No, I think he saved his family, which are giants. Because even later
So you
on,
believe Noah was a giant?
I do believe Noah was a giant.
Based on the Book of Enoch.
Based on book, and not only
That you bought at Barnes
not
and
only
Nobles.
that, but there are other scriptures from what I hear that describe him as a giant.
No.
Not only that, but as a king at a certain point, right?
No.
Nowhere,
No.
anywhere was considered a king. Okay, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Since you guys know more of the.
No, but I'm glad it's interesting stuff, bro. I mean, this is what makes the show interesting, is that not all of us are going to see eye to eye, but it makes great conversation. That's why
Well, I'm just saying, you
conversation
know why?
with Marvelous and
Because
Norbeez.
when you look at the Bible, you know that the angels taught humans how to create war, how to fight a war, how to make weapons, how to use magic. But when you look at our present time, who are the ones that have control of the world? It's their descendants. Their descendants are the ones that are control. They're the ones that know how to make the best weapons. They're the ones that know how to use the best kinds of magic. I mean, they're descendants.
Oh,
When
fallen.
when it comes to like even MK Ultra, you could say something of that they create.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's because they know about the spiritual realm, bro. They know that that's real. So they do their ceremony to do a thing called energy manifestation changing.
Okay. You know what? Since you brought that up, you said you believe that angels or the fallen angels. Am I quoting
I
you
think
correctly?
all of them angels, all
Okay.
of them,
Okay, the angels came down and taught man. You said weapons.
specific men,
Okay, specific men.
their men,
Okay, men that they chose.
their children, if anything,
Okay, and they chose them how to do weapons.
how to create weapons, how to fight wars, how to conquer.
Okay, and that was we're talking about during the time of Noah, possibly,
We're talking about,
or the beginning of time.
and that's the interesting thing about time. I mean, it's hard for us to really tell what time is what time, because you see all these ancient ruins. We don't know what time they came from.
Well, the real time is the moon, following the moon cycle. You're not going to be able to find out the year unless you really believe in scripture that is telling you.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like that's the one thing that boggles me is time.
So biblically, right? Biblically, it literally states that we're about to hit the year 6000.
If that's the case, then there's a lot of.
There's no
Human
2
history
million
that's
years
disappeared.
old. This bone
Yeah.
I found is like
Yeah.
fucking 25,000.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could say something like that because it's really difficult to see. Especially when people talk about like one thing. I don't believe in Pangea. I don't know if you guys believe in Pangea.
No.
That was the supercontinent
yeah,
that science like to say it was one
Yeah,
whole
broke up.
continent.
Okay. Yes, I do believe that.
But
I do believe that, but that's a different story. But continue.
well, I just want to say because I don't believe that because we have ancient maps where it shows all these land masses that are still the same. One would think like if this thing continental shift is real, all of these land masses would be completely separate from each other or inside the earth at this point. But they're not. They're still in the exact same place. If
For a
anything,
reason.
we're growing more land mass. If anything, it feels like this land is actually getting bigger.
Yeah, when they say we're overpopulated, that's a straight fucking lie.
It's a straight lie. It's a straight lie. So now you had said something earlier, bro, about the angels.
Yeah, the angels.
Came down, taught man how to war, taught man weapons, taught man whatever. Is there a possibility, Marvelous, that those things that came from the sky, whatever we want to call them, are still teaching people today?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And the way I think people get misconstrued on this whole subject is because they picture an angel like a guy, arms and shit. And that's not how angels look.
Right.
Biblically.
Right.
So you got to think of everything that we speak about right here is on a spiritual, energetic level. Like it's all fucking energy. You're not literally going to see an angel in front of your face, but you'll feel the presence of a bad energy, or you'll feel good energy, or you'll know by your discernment on your whatever your blessing of discernment is, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But people don't think like that, bro. So they'll never gonna comprehend what the fuck we're talking about.
Right. You know, Alex Jones said this, and I don't listen to Alex Jones a lot, you know, but the time that I did listen, I think it was like a 4 or 5 hour like conversation that he had with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
This is when Joe Rogan was here, not the one when he's now in Texas.
Yeah.
And he had said that he believes that the elites, he said, I believe he said in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I may get the location wrong.
Bohemian Grove?
Probably.
Oh.
And they take certain psychedelics, then they go into a room and they meet with these so-called beings. That's what he called it, or aliens. Okay, he meet and then they give them the new technology, like on what to do, and he was trying to keep it very very how do you say, very shallow, very what is that word? I'm trying to find very simple so that Joe can understand it. He said because it goes deeper than this.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes along with what you were saying, that these things come down. They taught men this.
Yeah.
Are they still coming down? You know, is there a certain place that you have to meet them in? Because he said that these people take psychedelics. So do you have to enter into a different realm, into a different portal to meet them? You know, so I'm asking.
I believe. Go for it, bro.
I mean, I believe they're physically here, and they're just passing down the knowledge to the oldest families.
Okay.
And it's just
the people with the money.
The people with the money, power, the knowledge.
Okay.
So I believe they're physically here as well. That they do walk amongst us. The only thing that keeps me, you know, skeptical about shit is just, you know, what Scripture says that they're still bound. But who's to tell if they're still bound?
Right.
You know, I mean, we don't know if they're still bound. And the way that energy is going, man, I see that fucking Saturn worship everywhere, and that's pedophilia. Like it's everywhere, bro. And that's
really big.
Yeah, all
really
that
big.
shit, you know. And these energies, like, you know, Saturn, one of the biggest planets, they say, or whatever, with the rings around it, you know, they represent that. I mean, you think of it as a planet, that's something we could land on, but that's just a ball of fucking energy of just bad shit.
You know, isn't it funny, bro, that when we talk about pedophilia, it's mostly mentioned amongst men with children.
Yeah.
You never hear it much about women with young boys or women with young girls.
Yeah.
It's always the men.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you believe that's a spirit behind it?
Yeah, but I mean, I take it as like when I talk about us being the seed of the male. You know, a male is the one that's a dominator.
Right.
We dominate. That's why, like, there's a big old thing about women cheating and men. Like, men back in the early centuries all had a gang of wives. You know, and it wasn't a form of cheating. It's only a form of cheating in today's society. The way people live. Oh, you can't be with multiple women, and that's cheating. Like, no. Like, okay, go tell a lion that he's cheating on all his the girl lions.
Yeah.
You know, is he cheating?
No.
No.
Text back.
Huh? What? You can't get a text back? He'll text you soon. Don't trip, dog.
Yeah, don't trip. We got you.
But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, bro. So I mean, I don't know. You know that whole pedophilia shit. I know that the reason they go through your, you know, that the booty or whatever is because that's the ending of where your nerve endings are at. Your the exit level or exit point of your energy, your chakra, your chakra system. So to penetrate that, you're like say you had your own, I don't know how to explain it without sounding fucking weird. Like say everything that Tony's going through right now, you're walking your life like it's meant for you, and it's your own portal. We'll just say your own portal, your own room. And by them penetrating you, they enter your portal, bro.
So it's something spiritual.
Yeah, it's like a trophy. They harness that because every person you connect with, you become a part of them. Like in a spiritual sense, they take that, bro. Right. Like every sacrificial thing that you do, any incantation that you tell somebody, or like spell casting, they take that energy from you. They make you weaker.
Wow. Yeah, because you notice it, Norbert, it's always mentioned amongst men and kids, never much women with boys or women with girls. It's always the men.
Yeah.
So that's what I always wondered, like, why is
I
that?
mean, it's this double standard too. You know, man, only men are capable of doing things like that too.
Like what?
Like the pedophilia stuff, all that stuff. It's never women, even though we've been seeing on the news that women are also a part of that world.
Right, of course. But it's mainly mentioned though amongst men is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it's also because it's that time where society, not society, but the powers that be want to break down men.
Of course.
They want to make sure men have no power, because a man can have power. And that's dangerous for them, for the people that are trying to control things. They don't want a man to develop power.
Right. Okay. That brings me to this. Okay, so both of you guys believe that whatever these beings are, or spirits, or angels, or whatever they are here. Could they be what we know as or heard of as reptilians, which a reptilian humanoid? Here's what I've always understood what a reptilian is. Mm-hmm. I've always understood that he looks human, but he could also change into a reptile.
Yeah.
And then from a reptile, he could turn it back into a human.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's the way it is, but that's what I heard a reptilian is.
Yeah.
Well, let me start with Norbert. Do you believe that reptilians exist, are real?
I definitely believe reptilians exist. It's just as much as I know duendes exist, just as much as I know witches exist, just as much as I know warlocks and angels exist.
Okay.
Even dragons to a certain point.
What about you, Marvelous? Do you believe reptilians exist?
Yeah, I do. But they're not angels per se. They're the bloodline, or a knockoff version of that. They're a hybrid blend.
Okay, see, and that's one thing that I wanted to get into, is that where do you guys think, what are the origins of a reptilian? Where did they come from? How did they originate?
You want to go?
You know what? This is just a long shot here, but
yeah, we're having a conversation,
because I know there's the tribes of how many tribes is it? 7?
If you want to read that,
the 7 tribes of
12 tribes.
12 tribes.
Okay.
I want to believe that at a certain point, those 12 tribes have different races in it.
Okay.
Because if there's anything I want to actually connect reptilians to, it would probably be that they are part of one of those tribes. Like there are specific, like even the duendes are part of a tribe. Even like the witches and the warlocks are part of a tribe.
Okay. I'm going to read something right here. In the 1930s, the Los Angeles Times featured an unusual front page story. A mining engineer discovered a massive subterranean city of an ancient race known as the Lizard People. According to I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right, Hopi tribe. Hopi. These beings created vast underground bases across America. They called them Snake Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 1930s, I guess, that's when the LA Times went public with this, and they believe that they're, I guess, an underground.
Well, that was because the military was strategically planning on going down in the sewer system.
Okay.
Where they found these extra, it was a whole city they found. So they got this Hopi chief from the Hopi nation or whatever, and he came down, and there was never anything spoken that they actually did go in there or whatever. But it's crazy because this isn't a conspiracy.
Okay.
It's like it's there in your face.
Yeah.
Like this, even the Nephilim, that's not a conspiracy either.
No, I believe the Nephilims existed, and I believe they're going to make a comeback. That's just my opinion.
I mean, here's the thing. I told somebody like this planet, this Earth belongs to us. It was created for us, and it was just meant for us to live in it. Because nobody ever questions why is it that certain people can be killed by this planet very easily. A bee sting could kill them. Peanuts can kill them. Like too much time in the sun can kill them. It doesn't make sense how you would have these vulnerabilities to a planet that you supposedly belong to.
Right.
Like if would you guys say if you got stung by a bee you're gonna die?
Not for me, but there are bees that can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I do know that.
Bees, yeah, but that's the thing. Who did they kill?
Well, we don't
That's
know.
why you gotta be careful.
That, I
what
see
I
what you
mean?
did there. But you see how I'm saying that the same thing with the reptilians. They can't exist on this surface
Okay.
either. That's why they stay below, because they can't live here long enough.
Has there ever been any encounters within the last maybe 25 years where somebody has came public and said, I've seen a reptilian that we know of? Has anybody?
Yeah.
I only know stories.
Okay,
and
I want to hear him. Go ahead.
In Mexico, about 2 years ago, in a movie theater, there was a woman that shapeshifted into her boyfriend.
She shape-shifted into her.
Yeah, she changed into her while he was talking to her. They were arguing about something, and everybody runs out of the movie theater. That was one of the last main events that happened.
So
the one before that, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
The one before that was the event that happened with Senator McCain, where that guy, the president from Venezuela, or is he a president? He's not the president. He's he's the head
fake
of the
president.
No, he's a head of the military something. I don't know, something, bro. Not the president. I don't think he's the president though.
The Chavez
But-
guy.
Yeah, but anyways,
Hugo
he
Chavez?
shapeshifted or whatever, and then McCain's like on the mic saying like, what's going on? You
you
know?
talking about McCain that ran
And,
for president?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
I'll
know
show you the
that.
video. I have him. Right.
Wow. Okay, so the one in Mexico, she was looking at her boyfriend and then she just changed into him.
Yeah.
So he was looking at her,
Yeah.
but it was him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll show. Oh, he's not on this one. I'll show it to you.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. I never heard of that. I mean, I know I was talking to certain people, and they tell me I believe in reptilians. I believe that there's a city. They always talk about LA.
Yeah.
That there's people that live under there that are reptilians, and I was just like, for me, it's always been this. I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I know I can see things on the internet and it looks great, but I've done a lot of editing. I know how to make certain things look real. And I know how to X sound. I can go to my alley and just kind of like walk around like this and then go, oh, what the hell is that? And then come in here and then get a sound of somebody kicked a can.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? At the same time, I know how editing works. So that's why when you see a lot of these ghost hunters, they're like, what the hell is that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
They added that. All that shit was pre-recorded.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's hard for me to believe it, but I'm not saying it's not possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you guys want to add on that before I change the channel?
I have one story from
for it.
Mexico. The story goes is that mice comes from Oaxaca, which is way up there in the mountains.
Wait, yours?
Yeah, the story.
Oh, the story. Okay.
Yeah, so apparently way up there in the mountains, the people there do believe that behind the rocks, the giant boulders, there are certain entrances where the reptilians do go in through and come out of.
Now, do they always look like reptiles or do they look like humans sometimes?
Well, here's the thing. When they do come out of those places, they do change their appearance to become more human. It's only when they go back in there is that they become reptilian again. And this only happened. I only know about this because there was a witness. Apparently, this one guy that was like, because right there everybody walks, and there's no lights. The only light you have is the moon and stars. But oddly enough, it's bright enough so that you could see.
Right.
This guy walks to his pueblo. Out of nowhere, he sees this beautiful girl. Like, he's a little shocked. Like, she's beautiful. And he talks to her, and somehow he becomes mesmerized by her.
Okay.
So what happens is that she asks him if he wants to go to her house and meet his family, meet her family. And he agrees. He's like, yeah, okay, let's go. And he goes over there, and he says himself that there's a big boulder. And somehow it opened. And he walked in there. I mean, he was a little weirded out by it, but he said, okay, well, let's see where this goes. He walks in there. And he says, I shit you not, I saw an entire city. An entire city. These people had buildings
In Mexico?
inside the boulder of rocks. It was a city, and they had running cars. They had running ships. He described the whole place as a working city inside there. And the one thing that freaked them out is that she finally turned into a snake. So he saw that she was an actual reptilian. And this happened while they were at the dinner table, because I guess he ended up going to her house, and they ate snakes. Reptilians ate snakes for dinner.
Where did you hear this story from? Like, is this like an old folks tale?
Yes, it's all folks tale.
Okay.
And this is the thing. When he told her, when he started freaking out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, now it's too much. It's reptilians, snakes for dinner, and weird ass place. I'm out. You got to get me out of here. So I guess he came out. He went to a panic, and nobody found him for like a couple of weeks. And he was just running around naked, wildly. And mind you, this was a guy that everybody said was normal.
Right.
And when they finally got him and they put him like in a low key jail, it took a couple of days for him to like finally calm down and explain his story that they took him to some other place, and he freaked out, and he doesn't remember how he ended up where he ended up. He just knows that he met that girl, and that girl took him to this weird place, and that's it.
Okay. My last question about reptilians, like if you're a male, do you have seed where you can impregnate a real woman? Or if you're a reptilian woman, can you get impregnated by a man with real seed?
So they say that they have real reproductive organs, like they're able to reproduce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, reptiles produce eggs, right?
Well, they're actually able to change. Well, I don't know about them, but like amphibians and shit, they could change sex.
Oh yeah, they could be asexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy because it's funny because it reminded me of the story. You know how you always say that we are our father's seeds.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that's true. But there are some people that are saying that no, we come from the mom's egg.
Okay.
Which the reason why I don't believe that part of what they say we come from the mom is because I tell people, I look at it this way. When you look at a tree, how does it reproduce? It throws out its seed, right?
Through the fruit.
Yeah. Through the fruit, it throws out the seed. And through the seed, it gets dug into the earth being the egg. Well, now the seed doesn't become earth. The seed becomes the tree.
Right.
So even by that logic, you have to know that the seed, the whatever gets created is from the seed, not from the actual egg.
Your last thoughts on that, Marvelous?
No, true. I mean, what are you saying? I was about to say that women don't come; they orgasm. We do.
Hey.
Right. Okay. All right. Now, since we're talking about reptilians and we're talking about, people live, I guess, under the earth or whatever. Do you guys believe, because there's a big community that would refer to themselves as this or believe that this actually existed? Vampires. Do you guys believe that there's actually blood-sucking vampires? The Nosferatus, the Draculas of the world. Is there vampires, or are they more cannibals, if you will?
Well,
go Marvelous.
So that thing, there's no separation in what we're talking about. So you could talk about vampires and reptilians, or they're the same thing. They're feeding off the adrenal gland of us or our children, whatever. So to be a vampire, to suck blood, is not just sucking any blood. You can't there's no benefit in it. There is only benefit if that blood is adrenalized.
Okay. There's a joke. If there's more blood in cum, why just don't do that?
What?
Suck the weenie.
If there's more blood in cum, why don't they just drink
There's
that?
more blood in cum? What are you shooting?
More DNA.
Don't tell him. He's
more
gonna
DNA.
He's gonna try it. Don't tell him.
Okay. I'm like, you better get that checked.
Go try it, Norbert. Okay, Norbert. Vampire. Do you believe in vampiros?
The funny part about vampires is that the legend, the beginning, the origins of vampires came from the Egyptians. There's an Egyptian goddess that
I never heard that. But
I know, I never heard that either, bro.
Google it. There's an Egyptian goddess that her thing was actually sucking out blood.
Okay.
She was a cat goddess, I guess. They still worship her, like even at the end of the Egyptian culture. That's why you see cats being worshipped by the Egyptians, or at least always there. She was the one that started off the whole part that this creature will suck out your blood. Okay. And I gotta imagine that since Europe was very impacted by Egyptian mythology, I'm pretty sure somebody caught on to that one and said, "Why do I make a vampire?" Since one existed in Egyptian mythology.
Can I interject in that one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, because I remember hearing that there's many couples, like if you look it up on YouTube, they drink each other's blood. You know, like they
Yes.
really like they think that they're vampires. You know, and they like being bit and they like drinking their blood. You know, because
Yeah.
it makes them feel some type of way. I don't know. So that's kind of weird. I don't know if that's vampire shit or some weird.
You know who was weird like that, bro? A fucking Angelina Jolie and her vato.
Yeah, I heard.
She has a new vato.
Nah, back
No.
in the day when she was with what's his name? That
Pitt?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
They will talk about all kinds of crazy shit
Yeah.
that they do. They carry blood of each other on their.
Yeah. Yeah, Megan Fox and whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they
yes.
talk about it like it's normal.
That shit
Yeah,
tastes
but-
nasty.
They've been
but-
doing it.
But Angeline Jolie, I guess they had a little vial.
Yeah.
Where she carried his blood.
Yeah.
And then he would carry her blood. And I remember when they got a divorce, she wanted her blood back.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it was a little necklace, but like to me, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like why? You know. But anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because there's an article here that it says that Prince Charles is a vampire. Okay. When we talk about vampires, I mean, I know it sounds like TV or like movies, but are these the people that live hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years?
Yeah. They're spiritually possessed, bro. They're able to transfer. It's a soul trap. They're able to transfer, like the movie Fallen. Like it goes into an animal.
Oh,
that
yeah,
spirit, Azazel that they're talking about, one of the
right.
fallen angels. That's what I was talking about. It's all spiritual. Like the Jezebel spirit. You're not able to see it. You could sense it, but you can't see it there in its true form.
Right. Okay. Norbert?
Get off your damn phone.
Bro, this is the second time.
Bastet is the name of the goddess. Bastet.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
the name.
That's the so-called Egyptian vampire
Yeah,
goddess?
Egyptian vampire goddess.
Okay, now, did you hear the question that I asked him?
No.
And they're all vampires, bro.
Oh, you're
Fucking The Rock.
Wait.
All that they all drink that shit. Adrenochrome.
Really?
Oprah. All of them, homie. They've all been indicted.
What
for
about the
shit.
Clintons?
The Clintons too. Yeah, all of them.
Oh, that's that baby blood stuff.
All of them, bro.
Well, I mean, it's true though because
Michael Levon?
babies can heal people if you eat them. It could heal you
The hell do you know?
Baby, yeah. How would you
because
know?
well, mainly if you get it at a fetus stage, it could help you a lot because it has that. It has
enriched stem cells. Everything.
enriched stem cells.
That's why they don't. That's a big thing too in the hospital, homie. When a woman has a baby, you'll get into a big ass argument with the hospital if you ask for the placenta or the fetal sac. They won't give it to you, or they don't want to give it to you. You could get it. There's so much that it's
Vitamins.
dirty. It looks nasty, bro. But you could drink that, or you're supposed to drink it.
Well, it's supposed to be attached to the baby until it just dries out.
Until it dries out. But you could eat it. Some women make it into a smoothie. It sounds weird, but a smoothie or a
Don't
shake.
they make it into a pie in other countries?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, they make it into a pie.
It's crazy though, cause it looks like a tree, right?
Are you
When
talking about the umbilical?
the placenta?
Yeah,
Placenta?
the whole fucking bag, the sack that the
Oh,
baby's in.
the actual sack. Okay,
Yeah.
what about the stuff that's attached to the baby's?
The umbilical cord.
Yeah, the umbilical
It's
cord.
attached to the
Yeah, all the
placenta.
fluid, everything.
Right.
The baby still feeds off of that.
Yeah.
homie,
Right.
But they cut it. They're not supposed to cut it like in real life. Like you're not supposed to
Okay.
cut it. You know?
I mean, when you think about it, back in the day before hospitals, nobody ever cut it off.
Okay.
They just let it dry out.
When
completely.
your babies, when you bring them home and they still have that little umbilical cord piece and it just falls off eventually. I had heard growing up, and again, I don't know if this is just like my dad's friends, but they would come over and they had in their mind that if you ate like either like, I don't know if it was like your grandson's like umbilical cord,
Yeah.
that like you would never be a drunk. You would be like a superhuman or
I mean, it's possible if it has certain nutrients that your body's already missing and refills them. I mean, that's enriched stuff.
would you be willing to try it?
No. I would do is just keep it on my child till it dries out completely. That's the whole point of it. You're supposed to not cut it off. It's supposed to be attached until, like you said, it just dries out.
Dries
and
out.
falls off.
Oh, okay. Now, what I'm going to talk about, I'm not trying to sound gross because you always get these idiots in these comments that can't have a normal conversation. Is there anything in the foreskin of a child? The reason why I ask is because I think it was Steve Harvey. I think he was on
Yeah,
Oprah.
he put that shit on his.
Yeah,
on
he put
his hand.
stuff on his hand, and it was kind of getting rid of wrinkles,
Adrenalized blood.
adrenalized blood. And then the lady says this comes from
Baby's
baby's
foreskin.
foreskin.
Yeah.
And he was like, what the hell? So my thing is this. See, we were talking about things that come down and that educate certain men.
Yeah.
How would they know to look at a child's foreskin and say, that could make us younger?
Yeah.
Who thought of that?
Yeah. Like biblically, the Israelites, every male is supposed to be circumcised.
Correct.
You're considered a bastard, right?
Yeah.
In the Jewish community, the Ashkenazis, they do what it's called a moil. You heard of moil?
Moil.
A moil is the same thing. It's like a circumcision, but instead of just using the tools that you're supposed to use to cut the skin off, the rabbi comes and he snips it and he'll take it off with his mouth.
With his mouth?
Yeah, with his mouth. It's called a moil. For people that want to look it up, they look it up.
The only moil that I know is la mollera. You know, the little dent that you have on top of your head.
Wait,
That's dirty.
Wait.
What rabbi's gonna put his mouth on a little baby boy? You know what I mean?
Wait, really?
But I know it's for the benefit of that blood that's coming out of
Probably
it
the
too.
Dalai Lama. He stuck out his tongue and told that kid, suck my tongue.
That's probably why rabbis live so long.
Dirty.
He said, suck my tongue. And then the Buddhists backed him up and said, well, he gets no sexual pleasure because he's so like
Enlightened.
Yeah, he's so enlightened.
Smack that
He could
fucking
never
thing.
get any sexual pleasure. So that
bullshit.
kid sucking his tongue wouldn't have meant nothing to him.
That's bullshit.
Fucking
You know.
retarded.
So
Oh man,
he's
I
not the
didn't know
Dalai.
that. Fuck.
He's not the Dalai Lama. He's the Dalai Lengua.
Yeah.
Bite it off.
Yeah.
Bite it off, bro.
Fuck that.
I never heard that
Man,
before,
I'm
but
glad I wasn't born.
hey,
a
I
Jew.
just learned
No
something.
offense.
Yeah.
I just learned something. So okay, so there are vampires in, but I guess we're not talking about the kind. We're not talking about the kind with the teeth that bite people's necks. We're talking
Spiritually vampire, it could
spiritual
be in
vampires.
anybody.
okay,
Yeah.
and they drink. I guess
Adrenalized blood.
Yeah, you know, the first time that I ever heard that was, I want to say, in the 90s. There was a guy saying, and he was talking about the Clintons. It's so funny that we say that. In the 90s, he said, the Clintons know because in China, they eat babies. Now, keep in mind, this was a UPS guy dropping stuff off at the warehouse where I was at.
Yeah.
And he was talking this. So I was over here. I was wrapping pallets so that he can take them.
Yeah.
And I overheard him. So I was like, where did you get this stuff? He goes, you don't know that the Clintons eat babies out in China? That's what they do. And so a lot of the stuff you're saying sounds very familiar because I've heard throughout the years people
Yeah,
say.
because it's true. That's how I knew that. That's before everybody talked about stem cells. I already known that in Chinese culture, usually the empress, they would feed, or anybody that's rich, females would eat the babies so that they could stay young.
Okay, last thing. Again, say we look at a lobster, we pick it up, we think of some kind of crazy, sea spider. Who would have thought to say, man, that tail will go good with some garlic and butter and lemon? Who would think that, okay? So at the same time, who would look at a child come out of a mother's womb and think, man, I want to drink his blood so I can stay young? Who taught these people this?
Yeah.
I believe it's what you think. These things that came down, do it.
Yeah, because they have knowledge.
Yeah.
They not only that, if it were angels, they would have the knowledge that God would have given them over His creations.
Okay. Now the other one is this, and somebody had asked this. The Nazis, since you talk a lot about Antarctica, the Nazis had a secret base in Antarctica. Did anybody know anything about that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't a secret base, so I don't know why they say secret.
yeah.
Okay, so
He
take
had a
secret out.
Yeah, he had a huge military base. A lot of the other nations knew about it, but they couldn't move on him because he was part of the whole program. He just wanted to take a greedy shit for himself, and he knew the truth. That's why he started killing, a lot of the Jewish people.
Now, when you said he knew the truth, what do you mean by that?
In every sense, everything that we talk about, conspiracies about the tribe, about your bloodline, about the rituals, the sacrificing that they do, money has no real value. The manipulation of minds, MK Ultra. I don't know if Project Bluebeam was out back then, but everything they knew about it, he was part of it.
Norbert?
Oh yeah, it's definitely true. The Nazis, once they found out the truth about humanity,
Yeah.
and they probably realized, oh, we're not the one race from this planet. They started going into South America and North America. They started realizing we're not really supposed to be in Europe. We're really supposed to be here because this is where it's the riches of all the whole earth. These lands are the richest because as far as minerals, even spirituality, because they knew once they found out about Antarctica, once they did that base, they started moving up north to South America. That's why you know that there's villages, German villages in South America. There's quite a few of them. And when you hear the stories how they experimented on the indigenous people, because they found out something about the indigenous people that the indigenous people don't know about themselves. That's why they started experimenting on them. They gave up Europe. Fuck Europe. Let's put base here. Let's start seeing what are these people made out of. Because for some reason they found out something in Antarctica that told them they need to start dissecting these people from these lands. And now when you look at it, you really can't tell, but the Germans are really in control of all of it. I mean, you would think it was the Jews because they have power of entertainment. No. The biggest program in the U.S. isn't the military, it's NASA. And the ones that created NASA were Germans.
Well, yeah, the scientists.
And the ones that are doing the getting the most money, that are doing the most experiments, are actually German descendants.
So you get people like what we're talking about right now, right? And what he's saying right now, he's bringing it up. And you get people like in the comment section, they're talking shit. Oh, that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and this and that and that and this, right? But you're gonna go ahead and believe. I could talk about flat Earth all fucking year, but you're gonna go ahead and believe this fucking organization, NASA, that has been created by these people. What he's saying, where they came from,
right?
Fucking liars, killers, manipulators. They hate your fucking race, your bloodline. But you're going to go ahead and believe him on everything that he's showing you. And he's telling you we worship Lucifer. That's the morning star.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
And they're telling you, yeah, we drink adrenochrome. This is, let's leak what it does. This is what it does. This is everything that they do.
Yeah. And these are facts. He's not.
You know what, Marvelous and Norbert? I'm going to ask you guys a controversial question. Marvelous, I want you to answer first, please. Do you think that there is a certain group or certain portion of our people, of our raza, that are inferior to white people?
No.
Let me explain what I mean.
Yeah, wait. Maybe I didn't get it.
When I say inferior to white people, it's like, well, he's white, he should know.
Right.
So they just go ahead and believe it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been indoctrinated to do that, to believe a person with a name tag and that looks real like prestigious and like well-spoken, well-mannered, and who's not going to believe that
let me just
old man that they always have them showing. Let
me just share, at least in my world where I grew up around a lot of people that, again, if he's on TV, he had a suit, you know, and he talked well, and he had a Bible scholar. Mm-hmm. What he said was truth, and they never even met that guy.
Yeah.
Pero porque es gabacho, who are you, Tony?
Yeah.
It says Bible scholar right there.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's almost like they can say whatever they want to us, and the ignorant part of us, when I say ignorant, they're ignorant that will believe anything because he's white.
Well, I mean, like Marlon said, we've been indoctrinated. I mean, when you there are literally the new gods of this era. When you ask somebody very religious that goes to church, how does Jesus look like? He's white. How does God look like? He's white. How do the angels look like? He's white. But
I know you're talking about people that are indoctrinated.
Yeah, okay. they believe. That's why I say they are the new gods of this era, right? And that's only because they have help from others to be made themselves look like that. I mean, look, you go to a church, you see white everywhere. So how are you not going to believe that they're not right?
But I get what you're saying. I understand what but I don't see white everywhere. But it's all good. Yeah. Let me just say something, okay? Let me just give you an example. My brother John, I love him very much. He was probably one of the only two Chicanos that worked for Gillette corporate.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very well, eloquent speaker.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, every year, his corporate office will go to Boston, their headquarters, and we had these big conventions, and whoever presented the best, if you will, like the best new product, would win a gold pin. Every year they would give it up to whoever won, and he won 5 years in a row. He was such a great speaker. He knew how to present. He knew how to sell things.
Yeah.
Okay. So he told me one day that they asked him, do you want to come live in Boston, and we'll pay you much more money?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm going to stay here. He lived in Corona, okay? Yeah. And he said, I'm going to stay here. So what they started doing, because he spoke so well, they started sending people that people, like he didn't take the job, so they gave it to other people, and then he started sending those people to his house so that he could train them how to speak.
Oh.
Okay. So now this is what I mean about a certain portion of raza that I believe may be inferior, or like they just look up to white people as they're just smarter than us.
Yeah.
Okay. As he's walking out, this guy that he's teaching, his neighbor across the street, who's a gardener, is just looking at him. And next week, another white guy pulls up in a suit. My brother walks him out after they're done after a few hours. Yeah. So after like a few times, his neighbor comes out and goes, "Wow, your bosses always come to visit you, huh?" And he said, "What do you mean my bosses?" And he goes, "Yeah, every week I see a new guy coming up like, you must really be loved, huh, by your bosses." And he says, "My bosses? I trained those motherfuckers."
Yeah.
He goes, "Why would you think they're bosses?"
Yeah, I had the same thing happen to me, bro. I became a supervisor at environmental development group. I used to do industrial landscaping.
Okay.
And so they gave me my own truck, my own crew, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, dang, like they gave me.
Yeah.
And so I remember specifically this place they would hire like a lot of homies that are getting out of prison, and it was like a tax write-off. And all the white dudes that were because there was every white dude was a supervisor. Like all the raza, they had us doing the dirtiest shit.
Yeah, the shit jobs.
Gutter cleaning, like all kinds of dumb shit. So I said to myself, man, fuck that. If I ever get like, a higher position, like, I'm going to fucking work these fools. And they did. So the white boys will get all the paisas, and the paisas will work their asses off. Like literally they'll go buy like a little box of pollo loco chicken and maybe some pisto or maybe some soda, whatever. And the paisa will get to work. Boom. No problem. And I was like, nah, fuck that. So I got a crew. They gave me a crew, and I picked all these white guys and I put them to work, homie. Like, I'm like, fuck, how we work, this is what we're gonna do, homie. You're gonna be on that lawnmower all fucking day. You're climbing the fucking palm tree right there, homie.
Right.
And they were like, it's not saying nothing like bad, but it's like, hey, you know what? This is how we work. We work like this every fucking day.
Right.
And we're not complaining about shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
Right. Yeah. No, you know what? It's just that, bro. Like it always, like for an example, if you see a black man or somebody from our culture, in the trash cans, a white man, somebody will say, "Oh, look, that guy's a trash digger. Look at that Mexican dude, trash digging. Look at that black guy, trash digging." But if you see a white guy in those trash cans, he's recycling.
Yeah. Oh, my point that I was getting to, my bad, bro. My point that I was getting to is that before we show up to a job site like Lowe's or Walmart or wherever we're gonna do our work, I'd have to call and talk to a corporate manager or a manager that supervised the stores in his area or whatever. And so I'd be on the phone with them and tell them, "Hey, you know what, sir? We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna show up at this time or whatever. This is what we're gonna get done for you today.
Right.
You have any questions? I'll be on site. You could come and talk to me. I'll be outside. I'm not going to do whatever." So I would get there, and the manager will come out and be like, "Oh, can I talk to your supervisor?" I'd be like, "I'm right here. I'm Daniel. The guy that you were on the phone with." "You're Daniel? Like, what's up, bro? Look at you." like, nah, I could talk like this, homie. You want me to fucking use an accent?
Right.
You want me to expect,
yes, sir.
Yeah, like, what do you expect me to go? "What's up, Esther? You want me to fucking cut your lawn or
No,
what?"
that's how they want you to talk.
Yeah, like,
and again, I'm just pointing out that I just think that there's a certain, like, there's a certain group of our people, bro, that for some reason they just always give like the upper hand to, like, they feel inferior to.
Well, I mean that,
and they shouldn't feel that way, bro.
No,
they shouldn't.
yeah.
But that's intentional though. That means what they did in the beginning worked. Because when you look at movies from the get-go, it was white people. When you hear of the greatest musicians in history, it's white people.
And they stole their music.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Or
And then
artists or
the greatest
anything.
artists in human history is white people. The greatest everything are fucking white people. So you put that in people's heads for hundreds of years, people are gonna start believe white people are the shit.
Yeah, you know what, and that's not just like I'm not trying to talk racism, but because we're not. But I just think that there's, like I said, there are some of our people that they just bow down to him, and I just don't understand
Well,
it.
I mean, when you think about it, even people that are here, like Raza, that you say, "Why do you talk so much about America? That's why you have a good life. That's why you have a good job. It's because of America." They're really just saying it's because of white people, because white people created this system of government and these lands that don't belong to them, but because they're the ones that created it. people that raza that say things like, "Oh, you should feel happy that you're from this country. If you don't like it, go back to wherever the fuck you're from." And but those are the people that give credit to white people because they built this system. Mm-hmm. When you think of America, you think about the Revolutionary War. You think about the war against England, but it's always white people. So this country that people are benefiting off of, they will always give credit to the white people because they're the ones that created this system.
So in other words, the agenda worked.
The agenda worked.
Okay.
Well, it's called history, right? His story.
Yeah.
People don't know it. They just look at the word history. Oh, that's history. Like, this is what we're supposed to learn. This is what happened. Like, nah, it's his story. You know, he's telling his shit. Now, we're going to come on here and make this fucking podcast to tell you our story.
Raza story.
And now everybody's like, oh, that's not, how do you know? Like, the fuck? Okay, go back to fucking that little classroom and go learn whatever you think you're learning. Yeah. All the shit that you're going to use that you learned in kindergarten. Right. In today's society.
Yeah, but then when you look at the system, you see who are the ones that are really benefiting off the system. It's white people.
Okay.
It takes
all right, let's talk about aliens now, homie.
Hey, let's go with aliens.
Okay, so, but aliens are in the sky. So speaking of the sky, I want to ask, as far as airplane, do you guys believe that these airplanes release chemtrails?
Go for it.
No, he's talking too much. I need you.
Hey. Yeah, chemtrails. Yeah, there's a difference between chemtrails and contrails. Contrails are planes make that in the sky from either going, a certain amount of speed, or if there's any, we'll say like clouds or what do you call it? Condensation or whatever, then you'll see it coming off the wings or whatever. But a chemtrail is actually like these fucking tanks and military aircraft that are putting shit in the sky. Okay.
Now, if somebody heard this for the first time, and I need Norbeez off his phone, if somebody heard this for the first time and is thinking, why would they do that? Like, what would be your best answer?
Yeah. The first thing I would think is poison. Like, they're poisoning us or whatever. They're trying to kill us, or it's causing cancer or whatever. But when you really research it, it's that and more shit.
Do you think
it definitely is?
Okay, because this lady, the so-called vice president that we have now,
Kamala.
Yeah, her. She said something about decreasing population.
Yeah.
Do you think this?
They all said it, homie. Every candidate has said it. Has talked about depopulation, us and what they're doing. Immunization shots. What's that idiot? That one that what's his name?
Fauci?
No, that other little goofball with the fucking glasses. Bill Gates. He gave a mean speech about taking people out through vaccinations. We need to get more people vaccinated. And he talked about how those are cancer causing or create death.
Bro, you know.
There you go. Yeah, bro.
The thing about Bill Gates is that dude doesn't give a shit about anybody, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He will sit there and take the shot. And you know who's another fucking puppet? That fucking Michael Myers-haired bastard, Biden. We need to get, I'm talking. We need to get vaccinated and get the booster.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about, and then the family, and then the train, and then we all know, and then he say, "That's all, folks. Yeah, well, that's all." And then they'll walk. They've interrupted his ass several times because he doesn't know what the hell he's saying.
And then they catch him fucking talking to kids, though, talking about they're sexy and shit.
Oh, don't tell your dad.
Did you hear that one when he's smelling the little girl? He goes, "Don't tell your." I think it was, "Don't tell your mom."
Yeah.
That motherfucker's a fucking straight predator, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? And all you Democrats voted that bastard in.
I did.
Oh man.
I'm glad you said that though, because I recently found out that Cornel West from the Green Party is an actual cuck. So I can't vote for him either. So I'm writing my own name in.
Wait. Who?
Cornel West.
What about him?
He's running for the Green Party as president.
He's not like related to Kanye West.
No. But I found out he was a big cuck for the Democrats, so I can't vote Green either.
Bro, honestly, I don't understand. Maybe you can help me out. I don't want to go too much into politics, okay? Because we're talking about chemtrails. I don't understand how somebody could be a Democrat, bro.
Well, easy, because you were taught as a kid going to public school that you needed to vote for Democrat. Democrats were your friends. Democrat would help your family, your poor families. So you grew a loyalty to Democrats as a child because of public schools.
Okay, marvelous. Really quick. since we're talking about
Chemtrails, though. You're going for chemtrails, right?
right, we'll come back to that really quick though. Look, either Trump's a liar or he's talking the truth. I truly do believe when it comes to Trump that the reason they're trying to keep his ass out of office is because I think he's going to expose a lot of those sons of bitches. Okay?
Hopefully.
I truly do believe that because this is a guy that doesn't come, at least from what I understand, from the political world. So he hasn't been contaminated by all these goofballs, you know, because if I'm a president, I'm raising a president. And then my son's going to raise a president. Then my son's, see, he doesn't come from that.
No.
Okay? So he's so raw, he's so different that when he comes in, he'll tell people, shut your mouth. You need to be in jail. Shut your mouth. Bro, who else has talked to people like that, bro?
His great grandfather.
You know, so.
Yeah, nobody's ever talked like that to nobody in,
Yeah,
in
now.
politics.
Now, I'm going to say one last thing and then we'll go back to this chemtrail. Yeah. You know that when people said this about Trump, he said that Mexicans were racist, Mexicans were rapists, Mexicans were criminals, Mexicans were this. I'm going to say this, okay? And please don't tell me Google it. Nobody has been ever able to provide that video for me.
Which one is it, bro?
Oh,
what I just said.
Oh, we're talking shit.
I could show it. To you,
hold on, you can show it to me after, okay?
Oh, okay.
But what he said, Mexicans are rapists, Mexicans are murderers, Mexicans.
Oh, he doesn't say it like that. He says Mexico sends their rapists, their criminals.
He says that they're the ones coming over here.
They send their. I think, but he says that the Mexico sends their.
Oh yeah. They give us all their trash or shit like that.
Okay,
like,
now I want to ask you this, and it's just simple question: everything that comes through the Mexican border, are all of them Mexican?
No. Right now,
So,
it's Hondureños and
is it safe to say that when he said what comes through the Mexican border is rapists, murderers?
There's only about 30, maybe 30, 40, maybe at that percent of people that are raza. The rest are fucking from Nigeria. They're from China, everywhere, bro.
Right.
Ukrainians,
Now, what is Biden doing right now for our borders?
Nothing. I don't even know what Biden's just giving money to Ukraine.
He's looking at somebody's child on the internet right now.
And that too.
All right, back. Anyways, I found the video and I put it on my story of Biden. This day of Trump saying he loves Mexicans, he loves Mexican food, he loves Mexico, he loves this. I only put that up there for one reason, because I found that I could find that, but nobody has ever been able to provide where he said Mexicans are this, Mexicans are that. So you say you got it, you're gonna show it to me afterwards. I believe you. Okay. Anyways, so chemtrails. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but for
Yeah,
what?
they are
What you said morely for population control, or?
Well, yeah, they do a lot of things in them. Like one of I can't tell you all the ingredients now, but I know one of the two main components that they put in there is aluminum and barium.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And
that's
those,
true.
when you breathe them in, they gravitate towards your pineal gland. When you're breathing them in like later in the evening.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy
shit.
because apparently the same company that does that here tried to do that in Baja California, and when the president of Mexico found out they were doing that, he banned it immediately.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing right there.
I forgot what country they banned. They said that they were going to shoot down any military aircraft doing chemtrails in there.
I don't even know why because the excuse was that it was to make rain clouds. I'm like, we got enough rain clouds already. We got enough. We're good. Mission accomplished. Stop it.
They are cloud seeding. And a lot of
That was the original concept.
A lot of the cloud seeding is like a little tower right next to a mountain, because that's where the air. It's always on the side of the mountain where they do it.
Okay.
Not just are they using airplanes, but now they're using like little.
So
it's HARP.
So is it to make rain or is it to, I guess, lower population?
That
Well, the original story pushed to the public was to create rain. That was the original
cloud seeding
story.
and all that. That doesn't. You don't need a chemtrail, a big old chemtrail like that.
Okay. Okay. Now there's another thing that I read, and you guys tell me if this is true. People have said that the moon isn't real. Do you believe that?
I believe that it's not a planet. You know, it's not something you can land on. It's made of plasma and all that.
Okay. Okay. So it's not something you can literally like. Okay. What about you, Norbert? What do you think? Do you think the moon is real? I believe the moon is real.
You know what? That's a tough one because I'm always a person that like if I can't touch it, I can't. If I can't physically touch it, I can't say for a fact that it's physical. I mean, you look at the stars and you wonder if what NASA says they're just suns. They're just more suns.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they're so far away, they look like stars. But we haven't gotten up there. We haven't really seen what's up there. We can't for a fact say we know exactly what's going on.
Okay, how do you explain this? How do you explain the sun and the moon being in the sky at the same time, right? Not only that, but if the moon is not a full moon, it might be a crescent or maybe half of a moon. Through the other little fucking piece that you could barely see, you could look and see stars. Like, depending where the moon is at, you could see stars right through the moon. Like, if it's fucking
That's why I say
how does that happen?
That's why I say I can't answer if it's a physical thing or if it's or what else it could be. It's really tough for me to say what the moon is. I just know that something's hitting it, something's reflecting off of it. That's why it's bright, and whatever.
So if you don't believe it's real, do you think somebody put that up there?
Yeah. You know why I say that? Because there's too many coincidences of how that moon affects the planet. Too many coincidences.
How?
It affects the way the water moves on this
know?
planet. Because you could tell by the position where it's at, it affects the water.
How do you know?
Because the water only changes when the moon is at a certain place. Aside from that, you could literally go to the beach and watch the current change as the moon moves.
The current change in the water?
The current
You
changes.
sat there for that long?
Yes.
And watched the water change?
Yes, I could see it what is known as high tide and low tide.
Uh-huh.
That happens because of the way water moves. And that only happens because of the way the moon... The only thing I could think of why high tide and low tide happens is because somehow, some way, the moon's energy just moves it.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I got. That's all I got because...
Okay, let me chime in.
How else can anyone else explain high tide and low tide?
Okay, let me chime in. I can look at the moon and know it's real, and I can sit across from Norbert, look at him, and know he's not real.
Norbeez looks like a dark full moon.
Yes, an eclipse.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead,
The
Alex.
transparent effect on me.
Well, according to Google, we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, right?
Right.
But there's a few videos on YouTube that are suggesting, I'm not saying that this is true, but it's suggesting that the moon might be a projection. And there's a few...
A hologram.
Yeah, there's a few pieces of evidence that have shown that it shows that the hologram regenerates. There's like a wave that passes over the moon every single hour or some shit.
Yeah. You see
kinda
it, right? You can see it.
Yeah.
You can
It's
see
kinda
the
like,
line. It looks like a fucking TV. Like something's wrong with it.
yeah,
So
exactly.
plasma does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
I agree with you on that one because I've
Thank
been
you.
watching a lot of plasma shit.
And the sun is carbon.
Great conversation. I love
Hey.
it. Okay. Last thing. Okay. For me, I don't really believe in a Bigfoot, so I don't know where people got the idea from. But they're saying that in Asia, there's an abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that?
Well, I mean, they found bones out there that reflect some gigantic something. Like I think it was a orangutan. They have bones of a giant orangutan that has to be I don't know.
They're living in the snow?
13 feet tall.
Living in the snow?
I never
Who
seen that.
knows? Maybe.
No.
Is it called a Yeti?
Oh, the Yeti?
People call it
That's
that.
like a
There's different
Bigfoot,
names.
yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, why not? I mean, there's so much of
Yeah.
this land that we haven't covered.
I mean, I think
We want to make it seem like we covered all the land, but we haven't covered shit.
How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
Because we don't know any of these places.
But how do you know that somebody, say for instance, they go and they talk about the fucking the pueblos, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
pueblo
yeah,
people,
yeah,
how
yeah.
they build these fucking in the rocks and all
Yeah.
that. How do you know that wasn't some fucking dude in the 17th century that just stayed right there? He was homeless and he just made it.
I mean, that's a possibility. I think I heard something about
Nobody
that
really
before.
knows. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody arguing over this shit.
Yeah.
Let the facts be the facts, but everybody giving an opinion on what they fucking think it can be.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. We haven't.
And why
we
he-
don't know all this land.
And why didn't he take anyone back over there to go see or give them instructions on where to go to check this? You
What?
know what I mean? Like wherever the guy went.
Oh
to
no,
go-
they know where the rock is.
I know, but that's why I'm saying, why didn't he take them there to go see? I mean, even though he was scared or whatever, or why didn't anyone go in there? To
Well, that's why I
make
said-
Sure.
Only they can open it.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah, only they can open
Can open what?
the door, the door
How?
or portal.
How?
And who's they?
So that's
The
another.
reptilian.
That's a thing
The
too.
reptilians.
Your chakra system. You have to be at a certain frequency to pass through that. And it's crazy because the military actually had a program. I think it was in the 40s. I think where they were
Heard that
training.
movie, right?
They were training, huh?
The movie.
The light was on me. You see me talking?
Oh.
I just played. I just played. But anyways, I'm just fucking around, homie.
Hey, look at that movie.
But like where motherfuckers are, like a whole platoon would be able to run through a wall. You just have to know the frequency of that object that you're trying to penetrate.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, but that's in the military. That isn't even a conspiracy either. That's actually a program that they had training, military personnel how to run through walls and shit.
There was a guy that was telling girls that he could raise the frequency, remember?
Yeah.
He had the
80.
magic stick?
Yeah.
And people were actually believing that
Yeah,
guy.
you can only reach your ancestors through that idiot.
And if you don't get no revelation, come back.
Yeah. Keep eating this raw meat.
There's a lot coming down this show tonight.
He's an abominable Mexican snowman.
What's it? I'm trying to figure
But
out.
he lives in the desert.
The man who stared at goats. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
No way.
Why would you want to
bro.
stare at a goat unless you're lusting?
That don't even
It's this
sound
one.
like a good movie.
Well, this movie was based on being able to change your frequency so you could go through walls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Then that's
Okay, now let me ask you this,
That was
Marcus.
supposedly
Do you
based on the
believe
real
that a
government
person,
program.
your human flesh,
Yeah.
you could change your frequency and walk through a wall?
Fuck, I don't
You guys-
know, man. I don't
Go ahead, Norbert. You would like to talk? Now,
Could humans be capable of something like that? I mean, I would say yeah. The human body is capable of doing a lot of things that makes you wonder how the fuck does it even function?
You ever see that thing that they do, homie, where they get somebody, it's supposed to be a magician or whatever, and he puts like a piece of cardboard right here, and he has you put your arm out right here and your arm out right here, and you can't see this arm. Like, you can't see what he's doing. But he's able to fucking like manipulate your mind where he could fucking stick a knife in your arm and you won't feel it because you can't see it. You can't feel it.
yeah,
But then he does it with a fake hand. He'll put like a fake hand right there and he'll poke that hand. And because you're looking at it, you'll feel it in your arm.
and it's not even your hand.
It's not even your hand. You seen that?
No, but I've heard of stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like just playing with your mind then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see Norbert walk through something.
Walk through a wall like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. Can we still get a hold of that guy so he can raise his frequency?
if he'll be able to walk through the wall.
No.
Well, I mean,
He'll probably leave a bunch of beans on the fucking
well, I mean, the human body is interesting because we're running out on electricity. There's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
electricity running in our brain.
Okay,
Right,
I know,
right.
Marvelous, but can we get a hold of that guy so that he can raise Norbert's frequency?
I don't know.
that-
Yeah, I mean, you probably could. He's a well-known.
I like to think my frequency is very high.
Hey, what about the guy that brings back his car? The battery's dead and he fucking uses his hand.
Oh, I seen that. He just goes, watch this.
Yeah, he goes, watch this. Yeah.
He just starts it up.
Our bodies hold that much electrical current.
I believe that, but I didn't know he could start up a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just really just need a spark.
Okay, so the next time your batteries are dead on your remote control, I want to see you do that.
I can only do that if you're driving stick.
He drives a hybrid, bro. He can't.
What kind of
do that.
stick? The
Yeah,
vibrator?
he just wants to
batteries?
lick his thumbs and
Have
wants to
you
stick.
ever done that? You guys ever done that?
Nah,
You done that, right,
Done
Alex?
what?
You jumped a car with a dead battery, but you can only do that on manual cars.
Yeah, you put it in first gear, you push it,
You pop the clutch,
and then it'll start right
it'll start right up.
All right, fuck it. Okay. You guys want to go to calls or you guys want me to go to my community and start reading the questions?
Let's go to calls.
Okay,
I
fuck
know
it.
people are waiting.
Okay, let's go. If you got the balls, make the calls.
You got the bolas, the pelotas.
Go ahead and put up the
Bolas.
number.
Orale.
Okay. And it's up, and it's up, and it's up, and it's stuck. Okay, let's go. Let's see.
Taco
Let's
Bell.
see.
I want some
Let's
Taco
see.
Bell.
Let's see. All righty then.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna open up the phone calls. Let's go ahead and make a call. For you know what? Let me invite the people that were talking nonsense on the live chat and on the community post.
Challenge me.
call them out.
Challenge us.
Call in. So let's see. Let me see. Okay, let's go. Yeah, Tony. What's up, Tony? Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Mondo Belron, Riverside, California.
What's up, Mando? How you doing tonight?
Chilling, man. Hey, I just wanted to ask you guys if you guys check out the PVD podcast with Patrick Bet David. There was these two Christian brothers and two Muslim brothers that were debating, going back and forth. I thought it was pretty interesting. Just wanted to see if you guys actually caught that and your opinion on it.
No, but you know what? And who was it with?
It's a PVD podcast. Patrick Bet David. He has a
Is that rich guy, right?
podcast, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, please remember that so I could look it up.
Okay.
But no, I've studied Mormonism, bro, and I've actually studied it with people that have actually left the Mormon church. So I know a lot about Mormonism. So I definitely want to watch it because I wouldn't want to debate any of these guys because I believe, I just don't believe that stuff is true.
Right. Well,
but I think,
right. Well, it was actually they considered a discussion, but then they got into debating, a little bit. But
right. It's because, we talk about, was it Joseph Smith receiving the tablets written in Reformed Egyptian. Even Egyptians don't even know what Reformed Egyptian even means. And, he got the tablets, put them in his head, and then he translated them, and the tablets went back to heaven. And that's where it all started, and it's, even the money that they mention in the Book of Mormon, nobody ever has one. There's no archaeological artifacts to even back that up. So, I mean, I could keep going on, but I'll leave it at that. But I'm definitely going to check it out, man. I believe it'll be interesting to watch.
Well, I always tell
for
people
sure, man.
that.
Just wanted to call in.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I'll go ahead, my bad, bro.
Well, I was gonna say I always tell people like those stones that Moses found. I'm pretty sure they came from here, because nobody in that part of the world wrote on stones. They all wrote on scrolls.
How do you know? How do you know?
Maybe a different planet.
That's all I see. The people that have
All right,
stones.
caller.
Look at this part of the country.
Norbert, it's the caller, please. Go ahead,
sorry,
caller.
Nah, but that's cool, man. Just wanted to call and give a shout out. Anyone needs some bail, hit me up. MondoBellBonds.com.
Hey.
All good, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Isn't it in Utah where they found all the Egyptian stuff? The Grand
Let's go, callers. Let's go. We missed a couple of phone calls, but that was a good call. Thank you. Please remind me of that podcast so that way I can look it up. I don't know who that was, but I definitely want to check that one out. So we got the phone lines open. Like, bro, let's call. You guys said you guys are gonna call, so let's do this. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, the whole Kike Pero Escondido.
Hey,
Kike, how you doing, bro?
what up?
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to see if the homie Norbeez and fucking Marvelous wanted to have a threesome with me.
Have a what?
A threesome, big dog.
What the fuck?
I saw Norbeez, homie.
No, but what do you think?
I mean, who's the chick?
Oh, Diablo sauce all over your fierro.
Oh shit!
I am telling you right now.
You're gonna have to be a chick, dude.
Don't lie. Hey, I'll tell you what. Just hit him in the
Hey,
DM.
Tony, you gotta
Don't hit me
record
with
it,
my.
perro.
Hold on. Let him talk, bro. Go ahead, caller.
Perro, you gotta record it, Tony. Come on.
Okay, I got a GoPro. Yeah, definitely. Anything else you would like to do to them other than Diablo sauce?
Hey,
He hung up. Anyways,
I gotta give him points.
He got nervous.
He got nervous.
Hey, at least he called in, even though I don't think that was Kike from Escondido.
Nah, that's messed up. Putting his name like that.
Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this Texan Graham calling from West Texas. I got a question. Like, what is Marvelous' thoughts on, I guess, like death, like the saint of death, her presence, her brand new, like almost like a new breed is what she is, like a new branding based off of our ancestors, where she came from, and this and that. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Marvelous. Any y'all could chime in, but particularly I just want to hear Marvelous his whole take on that.
But what was a specific question, homie? My bad, homie. But what you're talking about, like life after death, or are you talking about a person?
No. Just the I guess the death aspect of because death is in every culture, right?
Right.
that's part of that's, what is your take on death?
So my thing on death,
like in your mind, in your mind,
yeah.
Coming to give life and after all that, like, what is your take on death?
So on death, there's two things that can happen, or three things actually. Either the first one, where people that are from the original tribes of this land, they on their demise, their spirit goes up to its what do you call it? Its reincarnation state, if you will, and it you get like everything that you went through in your life, or anything that we're just gonna call it like sin, though, like you're not supposed to be living a certain way on this planet. That goes into your bloodline. So it's like karma, that like if say your father's father, did somebody real dirty back then, and maybe chopped off somebody's leg, your kid might be born without a leg, or something might be happen to the equivalent of that sin. The other thing is part two is a soul trap. People that aren't from the tribes or the original tribes that are here, they can't break the firmament. They can't go past that frequency. Like we're talking about frequencies, how you could go through objects and stuff. That's one of them that you do need. So if you're from a hybrid race, like if you're part of the fallen angels, or the Nephilim, or the Reptilians, or whatever, you get, it's called a soul trap. Your spirit, or the spirit of that or entity, I don't know how you're gonna call it, spirit, that entity will bounce back off that firmament and be stuck here. That's why it's called a soul trap. So that will go around recklessly trying to possess people, trying to anything it could do, like a demonic spirit. And the other thing is, if you're straight, like a fallen angel or whatever, those people are the ones, or not people. What am I saying? Those are the spirits that go to the lake of fire. Not everybody. Like they talk about, oh, if you go kill somebody, you're gonna go to hell. No, you're not. And it doesn't say that in the Bible at all. They go to the lake of fire, like the abominations they're called, and you wouldn't be considered an abomination.
Yes, sir. So, all of what you're saying is based off of the Bible, like, I guess in contracept, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like what you're saying is like, it's kind of correlated with the Bible, right?
Well, a part of it, yeah.
Right. Okay. You answered my question.
All good, caller. Thank you, bro.
Shout out to Lance. I'm sorry?
I said all good, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, homie.
Yeah, stop.
Okay. Let's keep it pushing. Once again, callers, we missed about 4 calls. So let's see. The phone lines are open. The other day, somebody was telling us that they couldn't get through. Well, right now, there's time for you to get through. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, man? This is Jose. I'm calling from Bastrop.
Yo.
What's good, my bro?
What's up, man? Hey, I had a question for Tony.
Yes, sir.
Earlier I was on YouTube just scrolling, and the little stories pop up and all that. So it was this guy. He's a YouTuber, and he was he brought up that Chicano Rap Hits documentary thing, and I was just wanted to call to see, because a lot of people in the comments were saying that they paid and they haven't even heard anything about it too. So I was just wondering if is it coming out or what?
You know what, bro? First and foremost, I want to congratulate you for calling in, because you are actually the first person in 4 years of podcasting that has ever called in and has asked me that question. Did you know that?
Yeah. You know what? I really haven't been into watching videos and stuff, so I really don't know if you addressed it already or not, bro. It's Spencer, but just calling to check in.
No, well, I'm glad you did. Look, I've addressed it plenty of times before. Did you know that the people that are going around claiming that they gave, none of them have ever contacted me? None of them. They can contact me on matter of fact, put up our tags. They can contact me via DM on Instagram. They can contact me at Tony Alvarez on Facebook. They can contact me at roadiumradio@gmail.com. Okay. Or they can call in, and none of them. So all of those people that are saying that, they're lying, bro. they're lying. It's easy for anybody to hop on a live chat and say, I gave Tony $500, and I never got anything. Why don't you contact me, bro? And here's what I do. And I've always have said this since I started this podcast. If you gave and you email me, DM me or inbox me and show me proof that you gave, I will give you an update. But you know what they'll rather do? Be chismosos. Go on Instagram or go on YouTube for views, talk shit about me, but never confront me. I go out to all the events usually by myself. I've never met a person that has walked up to me, hey, homie, I gave. Where's the documentary? Not one.
Nope. And I've been there. Not a one.
Right.
So
just for the people that have not paid, or didn't contribute into the GoFundMe that you posted up. What about, could you say something like if it's gonna come out or any little update? I think it's been like 4 years or something,
I only give updates.
Are you willing to?
No, it hasn't been 4 years because I started the GoFundMe the second year.
Like
okay. I only give updates to people that have donated. And that's what I told them. You can contact me, once again, Instagram, Facebook, roadiumradio@gmail.com, or you can call in, or you can even contact these guys that have them contact me. I'm not hard to get a hold of. Look, if I ripped somebody off, I would have logged off of Instagram. I would have logged off of Facebook. I would have logged off of YouTube. I would have logged off. But anybody can call in.
Yep.
But it is people that are upset because they couldn't get a GoFundMe going, and I did. And I told everyone who donated they're going to have their name on this documentary because if it wasn't for them, it would not have been made possible. Yeah. That's all it is, bro. I'm not even going to say it's hating. You know what it is? It's jealousy. And all I did right now was just give people some video time so that they can make a reaction video out of this. Because they're all about the cheese, man. They've
right. Fucking chismosas.
But you know what?
Hey, hopefully it comes out soon. And if anything, just, I'm looking forward for it. And, yeah, just shout out to you. Shout out to Marvelous, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. For sure.
Thank you, my bro.
Appreciate you, homie.
Appreciate
Thank you, dog.
Yes, done.
Hey.
Okay, let's go. We got about 15 more minutes, so let's take some more calls.
Hey, do you have to apply to be a Mormon?
Apply?
Yeah, do you have to apply, or you just claim it? Hey.
Why are you trying to claim it?
No. You wait for one of those people with the 10 speeds to show up to your doorstep.
Well, I mean, are they gonna give you shit? Like if you have like 3 wives over there?
I don't know, bro. Here we go.
Could I just say I'm
Hold on,
Mormon?
call her your name or where you call. Too many people talking. Call her your name and where you calling from.
Spencer Baca.
Spencer Baca. How are you?
Good, and I'm calling from Sacramento. I got one question.
Go ahead, Spencer.
What are all? I want this answer from all three of you, actually. Now, I know this isn't really pertaining to what you guys have been talking about. This hasn't been brought up at all tonight. Happened 2 days ago, but what are all three of your thoughts on Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony being hospitalized and being put on life support?
Oh, shit.
I only heard about it today, bro, but I was social media. I didn't hear about it like on the news or anything like that. So, look, let me just share something with you. It was many years ago on Facebook when I guess Facebook was popping and before Instagram really took off. My son was all sad because there was a rumor going around on Facebook that Too Short died. And I said, where did you get your info from? And he said, well, it's all over Facebook. And I said, well, Facebook is not news. He goes, well, that's what everybody's, posting. Too Short died.
Yeah.
And I said, look, let me make some calls. So I called up a couple of people that knew Too Short. I said, no, he's not dead. It's a false,
Yeah.
A false post. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me finish answering it. So what I'm saying is this. My son went out that night. Okay. And guess who he runs into that night? Out of all days, Too Short. So what I am saying is, I'm not saying that is not true. What I am saying is, if it is true, then our prayers are with them. But my thing is, like, I just don't believe everything I hear on Instagram immediately. Go ahead, Marvelous. Open up that door.
I didn't even hear about it, bro, so I don't know what to say about it.
Same thing here.
I didn't know.
I didn't even know.
Okay, go ahead. That's it, Spencer.
Okay, yeah, but I think it is real because both Busy Bone and I think Ice Cube posted it on their Instagram.
Okay, then maybe. Then honestly, I just heard about it today.
But then I wonder why would they post that he's in the hospital? That's, I guess, prayers.
Okay, they're saying he's in critical
Well, anyway,
condition.
you guys have a good night.
Thank you, my
All
bro.
right, man. Thanks, man.
Okay, let's go. I really don't know anything about it, and I don't like to post up things prematurely, and I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
You know who did die? The lead singer from Smash Mouth. You guys remember that?
Yeah,
band?
you did. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? It's Lotus from West Texas.
Finally, somebody educated.
What's up, Lotus?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, my brother. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I had a quick question that I actually wanted to bring up when Pastor David was on, but before I get to that, y'all mentioned something about Trump and the comment he made about the immigrants.
Yes.
I wanted to clarify what that comment actually was.
Okay, thank you.
When he was speaking about the people coming over the border, he wasn't specifically speaking about Mexicans. He was speaking about all immigrants who potentially make it over the border. He was saying that murderers, various criminals, various rapists, come over the border. But and then in the next sentence, he literally clarified that not everybody coming over the border was a rapist or a murderer or a criminal. He never once said Mexicans are criminals, or that's a false narrative there. So
all good, man.
That
Appreciate you clearing that up.
Yeah, that was a false narrative. But yeah, there was something y'all were when y'all were talking about the Bible talk. I wanted to call in and ask Pastor Rocha, but I'll aim this question to you and whoever's there on the panel, Norbeez and Marvelous. Right outside of Jerusalem, there's a valley. It's called the Valley of Hinnom. Are you familiar with that?
The Valley of Hinnom?
Hinnom, Hinnom.
Yeah, Hanam, or I think that's how you pronounce it.
Honestly, I've never heard of it, bro.
But go for it, homie.
Well, in Greek they call it Gehenna, but in the Bible they refer to it as the Valley of Hinnom. And what this was, it's right outside Jerusalem. It's a makeshift landfill and crematorium. They used to put homeless people who died, criminals, carcasses of destitute people, animals. They would cremate bodies there, or just use it as a landfill. In several instances in the Bible, Hinnom is referred to as a lake of fire, which is you can see that reference in the book. Yeah, in the book of Revelation, in the book of Matthew. Yeah, in the book of Matthew, those are just a few references which would become associated with the place of damnation and lend credence to the doctrine of eternal punishment, or what we would know today as hell. So my question to you, Tony, is, or anybody there, do you believe, as biblical historians would, and consider the metaphor and hyperbole behind the stories of Gehenna or Hinnom, or do you consider hell a literal place of torment, a physical place of torment?
That's a really good question. But when you were saying Hinnom, and then you said Gehenna, I believe many times it's referred to the lake of Gehenna. Am I correct?
It may have been, but it's in reference to the lake of fire.
Yeah, so the lake of fire is referred to the lake of Gehenna.
Right.
Okay. Look, I do believe in hell, and I do believe that people go there and because of they're judged for what they did.
Right.
Do I believe it's a literal place? I don't know. Is it somewhere spiritual where you go and you're spiritually in hell? I would probably lean more towards that, but let me just give you an example, okay? Because some people say that Jesus kind of gave an indication of where hell was. In the Old Testament, there was a prophet named Jonah, and Jonah was swallowed up by a fish. It never said the whale. It said God prepared a fish, and he swallowed up Jonah. Had him there for 3 days. Some Bible scholars would say that he was literally in hell. Some people say no, he was just dead in the fish's belly. So after Jonah repented in the belly of the fish threw him up. He lived again. He went to Nineveh and he preached, and those people repented. Now, the Pharisees asked Jesus, give us a sign. And Jesus said, no sign will be given other than the sign of the prophet Jonah. He said, as Jonah was swallowed by the fish for 3 days, so must the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth for 3 days. Now, Jonah was resurrected from the fish. Jesus was pretty much saying, I'm going to the heart of the earth. If I take that literally, like most people do, they will say that hell is in the center of the earth. I can't prove that,
Right.
but I'm just going off of what Jesus said in the scriptures. And he said, and after going down there, I will be resurrected. So he said he likened himself to the prophet Jonah, that 3 days he'll be gone and then he'll be back on the third day. So is it in the center of the earth? I don't know. Is it a literal place? I don't know, honestly. And that's the wisest answer that I can give you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious about that because there's also a reference in there about how they kept the fires going with brimstone.
Yes.
And if you remember if the story of hell, they also refer to brimstone, when they speak of, the literal hell with the devil and whatnot. So that it has been traced back to that actual crematorium outside of Jerusalem. And I just wonder what y'all's take on was that. Because a lot of people take it literally,
Yeah. I don't know. Any you want to say anything or you?
As much as I've studied, bro, and read, I don't know how I missed what he's talking about right now. But thank you, homie. I really appreciate you the way you articulated it, what you're trying to get across to us. But I don't believe that hell is a physical place here. Like I think it's all spirituality. Even when you dream, they say your spirit leaves your body. You go on an astral plane and you're able to fucking astral project like the shit that that's why they say like don't watch a scary movie before you go to bed, or don't eat chocolate before you go to bed because it causes certain things to happen or whatever, or don't do dope or whatever because it takes you to a certain playing field, or you can manifest something like evil or demonic. But I think it's a spiritual place, homie. Hell, I do. But I don't believe it's for. I'm gonna stick with what my belief is, that it's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna go to hell. There's a lake of fire. It's a different thing. It's not what we've all been told it is. But that's my take on it. Well,
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, there is no hell.
Okay. But see, that's what makes this interesting, because we all have different opinions. We all have different concepts of what hell is, and I appreciate the conversation. And I appreciate the question, Lattice.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, homie.
All right. Well, it's an interesting conversation nonetheless. And hey, I thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, my bro.
Thanks, man.
Okay, we got about 8 more minutes, so we're going to try to get as much as phone calls as we can. If you call in, please get to your question, and we will answer it immediately. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's up, Tony A? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, man? I gotta have to call in, man, because I'm trying to figure out where is all this Trump love coming from all of a sudden from the brown people, because out of any ethnic group, he made us the target. He made us the enemy as soon as he came into office. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Can somebody enlighten me?
I think the economy, that's one thing. The economy, when Trump was in power, the economy didn't suck this bad.
Hey, let me stop you right there. And educate you. I'm gonna wipe the floor with you, because the economy has nothing to do with Republican and Democrat. It has to do with the Fed, man. It has to do with the policy holders, man. It don't matter who's in office, man. That has to do with the Fed. If that's the case, the greatest recession happened under a Republican. The Depression happened under a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
If that don't matter, that has to do with the Fed, man. Inflation and all that has to do with the Fed.
No, and I hear what you're saying, but when Obama took office, the first 4 years.
Try again. Like I said, enlighten me. When he got in office, when he walked down that escalator, that speech that Tony claimed he can't find, which I think is a fake, phony statement, because it's been everywhere. He made us the bad group. He put a target on us day one.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Every time I ask somebody that's brown, why they like Trump, what did he do? They can't name one policy. They can't name one law he enacted.
Maybe it's because you don't let him talk.
He did.
Maybe it's because you don't let him talk. Okay. What I am saying, because you're talking about the economy has nothing to do with it. When Obama stepped in office, his whole administration, all he did was blame Bush. Well, he's just covering Bush's stuff. He walked into debt, and he's just making up for Bush.
Well, he did, didn't he?
Bro, let me tell you something.
Well, that was true,
Every president that's walked in has walked into debt. The next one is going to walk into Biden's debt. Every one of them, okay? I guess what people are saying
so
today
that don't
is
have nothing
this.
to do with Republican and Democrats.
I
then, so
guess
what's
what
the point?
people are saying today is this, that they would rather have Trump over Biden right now. That's it.
But why? But why?
Well, I'll tell you right now
Go
why.
ahead, go ahead.
Why? Because we
why, though? You
because
still
we
ain't
we
saying
at
why.
we at Raza, we don't care about the policies. We don't care about what they do with their power. We care about
No,
how much we
Raza
gotta.
don't know
We
about the
care about how
politics.
much we
Raza
gotta
needs
pay
to
for our
educate
gas.
themselves about
How
the
much we.
politics
I know,
and
bro.
realize
I know,
that
bro. But
whoever's in
hold
the
on,
office
bro.
don't
We're not
have
gonna
the power.
hold on, bro.
They're just a
We're not gonna
figurehead.
argue, bro. We're not gonna argue. I want him to answer you. I want, and then you'll get a chance to
Yeah.
speak.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We,
go
we,
ahead.
we just really care how much we got to pay our bills. That's what we care. We care how much we keep. We don't care how they're trying to create peace around the world or how they're trying to control climate change. We don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. We care about feeding our families, making sure we're getting paid decently. We got to make sure that we're taking care of our families. But if we're paying, overpaying everything, wait, let me finish. If we're overpaying everything right now more than we should,
Norb, can I answer you something?
yeah,
Can I answer you, Norby?
go.
Our people have been the most exploited and the most hardworking. I don't want to hear that baloney. We've been working hard for hundreds of years. We the most oppressed.
Yeah,
We've been paying our bills the hardest with 2-3 jobs since our grandparents was living. Okay? It didn't matter who was the president, if it was Republican or Democrat. What matters is you missing the point. I just told you in plain English that he called us criminals, rapists. We're not talking about the whole world living in peace. We're talking about what he said about us.
Okay.
And he said, plain and simple, he said they come from Mexico. He didn't say no other Latin American country. He said Mexico sends them.
Well, I didn't say he didn't say that. Just to clarify,
Because y'all act like y'all can't find a video.
but I'm telling you,
DM it to me, please, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that I said a fake lie, bro.
Yeah.
And the guy, Lattice, who just called, clarified that. DM it to me, email it to me, inbox it to me.
Lattice don't know shit either because he said some fake shit too.
Lattice, you heard that. Lattice. Well, what I'm trying to say, man, is that we're still working just as hard, but even working that hard is not making ends meet.
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not. We're
what
still
they got to
working
do-
as hard.
Okay, bro.
But what they got to do with that orange head motherfucker though? What they got to do with him? Y'all liking him though?
Okay, interest rates were low. Rent was I don't know about rent.
Didn't
Rent
I
wasn't
just
low.
tell
But
you in plain English that ain't got nothing to do with who's the president?
You keep saying it ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do. Every time he's trying to say something, you say it ain't got nothing to do. Okay, bro. Obviously, tell us something great that Biden has done.
all right, yeah, go.
Yeah, because gas is $6.50.
Well, let me enlighten you. I don't like him either.
Okay, who do
That's
you
the
like?
whole point. I don't get. Look, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I truly believe that whoever is in that Oval Office is just a dummy with a suit and a tie. That's a figurehead.
And we agree with you.
People with the real power are the people around him, the bankers, the Council on Foreign Relations. I mean, the moment they let Hillary and Trump be our only two choices, we were that it was over.
I agree with you.
Know what I'm saying?
Wait, Tony, let me ask. Okay, let me ask you
last
this.
thing, and then that's it, bro.
Let me ask you this: if you know that it doesn't matter who's on that Oval Office, why do you care if it's Trump?
No, I said enlighten me. Please let me know why all of a
No,
sudden
but I'm asking you
a
that
lot of
question.
brown
I'm asking you
people
a
are
question,
saying
though.
That he was like the savior. I don't get it.
No,
That's all
nobody
I
said
asked.
that.
Yeah,
Nobody.
but
I said,
I'm
where's
just
that coming from?
but-
Because I don't see him doing nothing or being no stupider than Biden.
okay. But can you answer that question?
Ask it again.
If you know who's really running the show, why does it matter if it's Trump?
Yeah, go.
No?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
There's a lag, and I thought Norbeez was talking.
Okay.
Okay. All good, caller. Go ahead and answer the question because we got to go, my bro. I appreciate you for calling in.
Yeah. Look, I'm not for Trump. I'm not for Biden. I believe they both dumb crackers that don't care nothing about us.
Hey,
First of all,
Hey.
okay?
All good.
They don't care about us. They don't care.
Hey, caller, I appreciate you calling in, bro. Oh, he hung up. All right, thank you. We could take off these headphones now. Okay, let's see. That was the last phone call. Ay, 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 ay.
I want to hear you guys argue.
I'm writing my name in. Fuck there.
Yeah.
Norbeez.
But you know what, Norbert?
Right there in the line.
No,
Norbeez.
Norbert, but you know what, bro? That was actually a very good question. That was a very good comeback.
Yeah.
I'm actually proud of you for the first time.
Oh, yes. You guys are too much.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, like.
Well, I mean, it's
you
true,
know the
though.
truth.
Well, I mean, it's...
Why do they care? Hey.
Why? Though? But that's the fact, though. People know who's running the show, but they're still... I still don't want Trump. Well, it doesn't even matter. According to your logic, they're not running anything.
Exactly. So anyways, we can always get that one dude.
That's why I'm writing my name.
Oh, what's his name? We can always get that one dude in office, Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hey,
Michael.
yeah,
Michael.
yeah. All right, you know what? Let's just go ahead and end it. Marvelous shout outs.
Shout out to everybody watching. Appreciate you guys all the time. Thank you. Sorry for on my channel I haven't come up with anything yet. I've had a couple of little family issues going on, but we will be dropping content soon. So appreciate you waiting. Thank you to Tony for having me here. Norbeez,
Norbert, go for
my
it.
respects, homie.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, also to Marvelous, Tony, the whole team here, the live chat, all the callers, all the people that support us. Thank you. All the people that have our back, because I've seen you guys comment on all these other assholes fucking pages that talk shit. Thank you for backing us up. I appreciate you guys. I see you guys. And, you know, I love all you guys. That's
Yes. Let me go ahead and give my shout outs. I'm going to thank my boy Alex Cervantes, Cervantes Enterprise, my son B-SKANLESS, the Hip Hop Jedi, our moderator Magic Girl. Once again, conversation with Marvelous Inc., Norbeez, music Norbeez. We're going to do this again soon. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Now, as far as the Freaky Tales thing, once again, I'm not charging for Freaky Tales, honestly. I hope common sense comes back into style. Seriously, bro. Like, I'm charging for exclusive content to become a member. That's it, okay? And for those of you guys complaining, it's only like fucking $5, bro, to receive exclusive content one time a month.
Hey, bro, are you forcing them? Are you like twisting their
Yes,
arms
I
again,
am.
man?
You guys better.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, but thank you guys for our members. Thank you everybody who subscribed. Thank you everybody who liked, commented, and shared. You know, honestly, I really, really want to thank our true supporters, because if it wasn't for you guys, that, you know what, I wouldn't even be here. And I want to thank that caller that called about the Chicano rap documentary. I want to thank him, honestly, because that's the only guy, he didn't even donate, but he had the balls enough to actually call and confront me. Okay, but all I did was just give you guys something to cheese me about. And I'm not going to say your podcasters' names, because you guys know who you guys are. You guys are trying to make a name of talking crap about me, and guess what? I'm winning.
Hey.
I won.
That's right.
Thank you, Marvelous. Thank you, Norbeez. Thank you, Alex. We're out of here. Vámonos.